Good evening, guys, and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Well, guys, today was a little interesting. I actually ended up waking up sort of late today, but I did wind up actually pretty much doing most of my Meyer list, which was sort of pretty good. So there's sort of a lot of stuff though going on this week just because of like Memorial Day this weekend and everything like that. I didn't really realize that, and so I feel like I lost like almost a whole day sort of to like yesterday. Like I don't know why I kept thinking today was like Tuesday for some reason and not Wednesday. And like too, because I feel like I woke up like late. So far I haven't been waking up very early either any days during the week. Like the weekends and last week I was doing like really good and waking up early and everything like that. And then it was like because I woke up early on both Saturday and Sunday to go to the grocery stores, and I ended up going to bed late on Sunday night though. I was like up for like a crazy, like I don't even know how many hours, but I woke up at like, I don't know, 7 something on Sunday, which again was pretty early for me, but then I think I didn't go to bed until like 2 or 3 in the morning, like on Sunday. So I was, like I said, up for, I felt like a really long time, and I didn't get a ton of sleep like the night before. And so Monday I ended up sort of sleeping in, and then I feel like it just sort of like has snowballed since then. So yeah, but like I just didn't even really get to my grocery list like yesterday or anything like that either. I didn't get to a whole ton of the stuff that I really sort of like wanted to, like today again either. And so I'm actually going to take a shower real quick, and then I think I'm going to try and finish up my list just to go to, what's it called, Valley Produce and Caputo's, and do hopefully Walgreens as well. But again, I will sort of, I don't know, I'll figure that out hopefully with Walgreens. I just don't want to leave it for myself to do tomorrow if I wake up late again and then I don't have enough time to make the grocery list before we actually have to go to the grocery stores. So yeah, that's why, like I said, I'm gonna stay up and hopefully finish up that, which shouldn't take too long. But I didn't really realize either, it's Memorial Day weekend, and normally we have a lot of like grocery shopping to do on, like, not a lot of stuff, but there's just normally a lot of sales over that weekend. And then too, because it's my dad's birthday, so like we have extra stuff sort of to get as well. Like his birthday is on his birthday's the 30th, so it's actually on Monday. I always think that I want to say it's the 31st, and I think that it's not. It's actually the 30th. I always want to say it's the last day of May, and it's not. I think it's always the day before, but I know it's not the 20 something. So I think I know it's like the 30 or 31st, and I think I always want to say that it's the last day, but it never is. It's always the 30th. Today though was a little bit crazy because I was actually like getting my stuff done and everything like that, and then all of a sudden my mom had mentioned earlier in the day, she's like, oh, we have like possible actual like possible tornado warning, like, you know, that we could, you know, wind up experiencing, like we're supposed to get bad thunderstorms in the afternoon, and that we could wind up with, you know, possible tornadoes. And so she said this earlier in the day, and so I was like, okay, you know, and we ended up getting this like really bad downpour, but it was almost like this weird like sun shower sort of, because it was still sunny outside. Then after the rain stops, all of a sudden there is a like a tornado siren starts going off, and I'm like sitting in bed, and now it's quiet because the rain was actually really loud for like 15 minutes earlier from that. Rain was really loud, and then all of a sudden, like I said, I'm sitting there, and like again 10 to 15 minutes later I hear the tornado sirens going off, and I was like, okay, I see no clouds. Like clearly everything, like it had not even been like cloudy while it was raining out like a couple minutes ago, and then it's still sunny outside, and I'm seeing like no clouds whatsoever, and the tornado siren is going off, which I feel like is totally just bizarre. But it was there. I don't know if there was any actual touchdown tornadoes, but like I got it on my phone too. I checked my phone because I was like, did somebody like, you know, end up accidentally setting off the tornado siren or something like that when it's not supposed to be going off? No, it did. There was, I guess the storm was not really near us, which is weird though, because I feel like we still should have been able to see it or had some remnants of it. It wasn't too far away from us, but it wasn't really like close to us. I think it was maybe a little bit more maybe north of us or something like that. I don't totally know, but like from what my dad was saying, and like, but we didn't even wind up with any rain or anything like that after like the fact or anything, and it never really ended up getting like cloudy or anything like that again. So that was like really weird. And honestly, it's like the tornado sirens have been going off, I don't want to say a lot, but like I've heard them, like I think they've already went off, this is the second time so far this year, which like, I don't know, like I can remember a couple summers where we haven't had them go off more than like twice the whole entire summer. And so I don't know, it just seems weird already to have had them go off. And like again, today, well, it's sunny out and stuff like that. Like when they wind up going off like that though, and again, we're in close proximity to, I guess, where there was actually like some type of funnel cloud possibly spotted. But when you have weather that appears like somebody accidentally set the tornado siren off because the weather doesn't, you know, like the sky looks clear and stuff like that, you have people that don't wind up taking it seriously. And then the following time, when it could actually be serious, we could be in the actual path of a tornado, people don't take it seriously because it's going off at times like this. Because like literally there were still like, our neighbors were still outside, like people were still outside walking there, like it had just stopped raining, and so people are like, oh, I'm gonna get outside and go and walk my dog now because it's not raining anymore. And it wasn't like there was bad winds or, you know, like gusts or anything like that of wind, or again, you know, like it was just downpouring really hard and then let up, and now it's sunny outside. And again, people are probably assuming that it's safe to be outside and go outside again, and like I said, it apparently wasn't. But like that's why, like, I feel like it's a very like scary thing when you're dealing with something like that, because again, like now if I'm like, the tornado sirens have went off twice already this year, and both times so far haven't really been serious. Like I think when it went off earlier was very similar to the same thing, where like it wasn't like, you know, we maybe had some rain or whatever, but it wasn't even like, I mean, you can tell when there's scary like clouds rolling in and stuff like that, that you're like, okay, this is, you know, definitely a scary storm, you know, that kind of thing. Or it just sort of appears out of nowhere, like you're perfectly fine and it's beautiful outside, and then literally in like 30 seconds it's like completely pitch black outside. Those are the kind of scary things that make people want to take shelter. But like, you know, again, if it's like, oh, it was raining and then it stopped, and then, you know, like those are the kind of things that make you think like, oh, you know, like people are just being overly cautious with, you know, like the tornado sirens, when in reality it's not, like, you know, and, you know, need to be taken seriously. But I feel like sometimes it's just that, you know, like again, even for myself, I'm sort of looking at it like, we've had this happen twice so far, and both times wasn't even like that bad, you know, or like that scary, at least for our area. And so again, if it is a situation where it is actually, you know, like we're in the path of a tornado, and so the siren's going off, people might not want to take shelter right away because they're like, this has already happened, you know, sort of the boy that cried wolf sort of thing. Like this happened twice already, and so far it was beautiful weather outside right after a rainstorm, or again, like it wasn't raining that hard when they had it go off or whatever. And so you then don't take shelter because again, it's not like, it doesn't look like it's scary, it doesn't, you know, and you've had two already in the beginning of summer where, you know, that kind of stuff happens. But it is a dangerous sort of thing like that, because again, you can have it where it comes 30 seconds later and these horrible storm clouds are blowing in and stuff like that. But so anyways though, later though in the afternoon, after all of that, again, I don't really know what the weather reports were or anything like that, but I saw all of this kind of stuff too. Even like our town police station actually posted about it, which they normally actually really don't post about it. If there's supposed to be severe weather earlier in the day, they might say like, oh, you know, around this time we're expecting severe weather or whatever. Or like if there's like a snowstorm, they'll be like, oh, be careful because, you know, the streets will be bad out, you know, especially during these times or whatever, or, you know, expect delays, you know, whatever kind of stuff. Like they just sort of keep you informed. But I've never seen them actually post something today. They were like, well, look out, the tornado sirens are going off, and like, you know, like there wasn't anything really going outside during that time. But then later in the afternoon, me and Jack, it was after, I think we were watching the Cubs game. I think it was just shortly after that the Cubs game was over. There was a horrible, like, downpour, terrifying downpour. The wind starts going, the lights are all flickering and stuff like that. We looked outside and it was terrifying outside looking. But there was no lightning or no thunder, which was also the really weird part. That to me though is when it's sort of scary, like weather, is when, again, like it's really windy out and the lights are flickering, all that kind of stuff. I totally, again, would have expected to have seen or heard the tornado sirens going off during that part of today versus the earlier part of today when there actually was, you know, like I said, some type of significant, you know, weather that was going on that prompted the tornado sirens to be set off. Again, I'm not totally sure exactly, like I said, what ended up happening earlier today and where, or, you know, if it was funnel clouds, whatever it was. But again, it was just the weather, and later in the afternoon was much more scary, and that was actually the stuff that wasn't, you know, apparently, you know, again, didn't end up getting the tornado sirens going off, because it was just some bad wind and some rain and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But you know, I know that it has to do with, again, like the heat and the cold air and the hot air, whatever, they mix, and then, you know, they create that funnel clouds and all that, and that's really what creates the tornadoes. But, and so that's why, like, the storm isn't always necessarily, the intensity of the storm isn't always necessarily what winds up actually making a tornado, you know, the capabilities of a tornado. But because of, you know, like I said, just what it looked like outside, you would have been like, that seemed like the worst part of today than the part where it was all sunny out and no wind, no nothing. It was actually not even raining, and it didn't rain afterwards. Like, that's just, to me, a little, like I said, weird. But again, weather in itself is very weird. So, and the thing is too, during neither of those storms today was there any real lightning or thunder. It was just the rain was really, really loud. And then it was even more loud again later in the afternoon when it was so windy too. So anyways, though guys, like I said, I need to take a shower real quick so that I can hopefully finish up doing those grocery ads, at least for tomorrow. So anyways, I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog though. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.